Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Danny Danae Show. I am Danielle Danae, aka Danny Danae, and I've got a lot to say. So let's get into it. Our programming and ourselves are what's keeping us behind. Let's talk about it. So, when I say our, I mean black people, especially black women. I'm talking about my people, the women who look like me. These are the people who I'm talking about, right? And you see so many people, black women especially, complaining about us not being more forward when it comes to our progress, when it comes to our opportunities. And I've mentioned this in my previous videos, but I wanted to get into a little more detail on what I mean by this and exactly what habits and behaviors we're doing that is keeping us behind. So, first thing, we use extreme measures and not so extreme and extreme situations. For instance, I don't know. Let's say a husband is cheating on his wife, right? In the black community, a husband's cheating on his wife. She's going to, one, either burn up all his clothes or try to fight him in person, physically fight or verbally fight, or bust his windows out his car. It's literally in our videos, it's in our music. It's a song that I used to love so much. I used to sing all the time. I Bust Your Windows Out Your Car by Jasmine Sullivan. And then movies like Waiting to Exhale, when she's burning, Angela Bassett, her character is burning her husband's clothes because he's sleeping with the secretary or something like that. We do the extremes and we do these extremes to get no end result. Like, really think about it. We're burning the clothes, we're busting the windows, and what are we really getting out of the situation? Yeah, we maybe feel better for a good minute or two, or maybe an hour even. But after that, what are you left with? A ticket for burning something that's not trash on your front yard? And from busting out the windows, now you have a charge now against you for messing with someone's property. So it's just like, what we do, things that don't end well for us, but we just feel good about it in the moment, or someone told us to do it. And like I said, we're programmed to think it's the best option and the best route to take in the moment, but in reality it isn't. And we're soaking all that up. We're soaking all that programming. We're relying on our emotions to tell us what to do, and that's a part of the reason why we're being held back in so many cases. When it comes to white women and black women, you'll see in a lot of instances, and disclaimer, yes, there's exceptions to every rule, but I'm speaking about the rule, right? They seem to handle situations like cheating differently. They seem to, talk it out, or even before talking it out, removing themselves from the situation, calming down, and thinking about what is the best way to go about it where they benefit and also the husband benefits. And when I mean benefit, wants to listen to what they have to say and, is willing to do whatever it is they're going to tell them to do or suggest that they do. Or if it's an extreme case, where they feel like there's no talking it out, they handle it in court. They don't handle it with their hands or their words. They fight it in court, and it usually works out for them. Those are the best routes for us black women, and we got to open our eyes to that. We don't need to use our fists. We don't need to use degrading words. We don't need to bust windows, slash tires, burn clothes. We need to sit back and think about what it is we're about to say, what it is we really feel, and try to understand our partners. Try to, you know, want to forgive more than attack. That's the end goal. You want to forgive someone. Now, I'm not telling you to allow somebody to walk all over you, but there's a way to softly present your boundaries in a way that somebody would want to, you know, abide by them. There's a way to go about it. There's a way to go about it, and the way we've been doing obviously has not been working. When it comes to even the workforce, let's take it away from relationships, personal relationship, and take it to business relationships. Our boss tells us to do something, or our boss says something that we feel like is not so nice. Instead of lashing out or just being like, I can't believe he did that, it's like, no, you gotta understand how business is. You can't take things personally that aren't personal, and even if they are, you can't let it affect you personally, because it shows in your face, it shows in your work. And it seems like Black women are the most emotional about things, and that's why no one can take us, you know, seriously. And emotional is not just crying. It's yelling, it's being passive aggressive, it's all those things. Aggressive. Those are also emotional responses. Like, there's so many Black women out there that think like being tough and yelling is a form of toughness, and it should be admired. It's like, no, when you're difficult in a way that's harsh, in a way that's unattractive, no one is going to be attracted to what you're trying to say, what you're trying to do. They're going to be repelled instantly. So, yeah. In the workforce, we can't be lashing out on our bosses or even our co-workers, even, because I don't think, actually, there's not a lot of Black women like lashing out at their bosses. They actually, you know, give them a lot of leeway, but co-workers, they lash out at. Colleagues. And it's not cool. And it's just like, yo, you gotta treat everybody, I won't say the same, but you can't treat someone different just because you feel some type of way, you know, about something they said, because feelings are fleeting, man. Feelings are so fleeting, and you never know who someone knows. You know, people think they could just, Black women especially, feel like we can just talk to anybody crazy because based on the way we feel about them, when you don't know who they are. You don't know who they truly are. You don't know who they're connected to. And that's another reason why we don't get the promotions. We don't get let in the rooms we so desperately want to be in, because we make these mistakes that other races are not making. Believe it or not. I want to hear it or not, it's the truth. Yeah, we gotta remove our emotions out of everything, because everything is not a personal attack. Sometimes, you know, people are going through things, you know, and they react based off the things they're going through. It has nothing to do with you. Other races, it seems like, will sit back and be like, you know what? This is not you talking. I know you. Call me when you calm down. You know, I forgive you. They'll say that. They'll say things like that. Whereas us will get so heated in the moment, and they're coming at us, and then we say something that we know we're gonna regret later. And instead of apologizing for it because of our pride, we just end up losing relationships with people that we might not have if we went about things the right way. If we really thought about what we're doing, and, you know, and acknowledged a different behavior and removed ourselves when it was too much, or communicated like, look, I know this isn't you, this isn't like you, and I get you're going through a hard time. We don't empathize. We don't sympathize. And that hard exterior is, like I said, it's not an exterior people want to be around. Everybody's going through things, man. We are going through things, and other people are too. So they don't want to deal with more hard knocks if they don't have to. They don't want to pile it on top of all the things we're already going through, and neither do you. So stop reacting harshly to things. Talking to us women out here, us black women. Don't allow people to get you out of character. And your character should always be soft and respectful. Soft and respectful. Sometimes it's needed a little firm, but still feminine, right? We gotta learn the balance. We have to, in order to really thrive. We just do. We allow, like I said, our feelings to override our judgment. We do. And we don't realize that, sometimes it's just our stress talking in a situation. Just like someone else could be talking to us in a stressful tone, them going through it. We're stressed by a million things. And like I said, black women are out here killing the game when it comes to making money, and even putting other women on. We're making a lot of leeway for other women to thrive in the workforce. But in doing so, we're taking on so many roles that, we're not used to taking on, and dealing with things that, men typically deal with, that our bodies are not used to and really meant to be dealing with. So yeah, it's a lot. But you can't cry about a profession you pursue. Women don't have to be in the workforce. It's your choice. So if you're going to choose to be in the workforce, if you're going to choose to be married, you got to learn how to speak to people. You have to. Because even if there's so much truth in the things you're saying and doing, and you think you're right about everything, which you might be, but you might not be, there's a way to say things in a way to make people want to speak to you, want to hear you. And we gotta learn that way. I'm sorry, we have to, and we haven't figured it out yet. We're not there yet. I'm literally looking at the women. I'm like, oh, we're not there yet, because we're still not getting the jobs we want, even though we're making the most money doing, what we think we want. We're not up here to the point where it's nothing but respect. We're being tolerated, and I'm telling you why. It's because we haven't got the communication part down. We haven't got the emotional control down. We haven't got the self-respect and the self-esteem part down. We just don't. Black women in relationships especially, we gotta learn how to go the extra mile for our men. We got to. And we gotta, when it comes to understanding them, we have to. Because when you don't understand your man and you don't want to understand them, there's always gonna be tension, there's always gonna be problems. And you're always gonna feel like you're walking on eggshells. But you gotta know how to acknowledge the problems without looking like a confrontation every time you walk through the door. Being very confrontational, being emotional. You gotta check your emotions at the door. Because guys, like I said, don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with that. They want a sound mind. Trust me, we're only human. I get it. Sometimes our emotions get the best of us, especially when our hormones all over the place. You're pregnant and other things going on. But you gotta build the skill up. You gotta, if you want an exceptional man, if you want to be exceptional, you gotta do the things in order to be that. You gotta learn self-discipline. You gotta learn how to be attractive. Not just, I mean, obviously not just the outer outer part of it, but attractive on the inside. Because being pretty on the outside only lasts so long when you're married to someone and you got to see them every day and deal with them every day. What's holding us back is our willingness, our unwillingness, pardon me, not to grow. Mentally, like I said, emotionally, yeah. And yeah, we gotta get out of the mentality of, you know, when a guy cheats on us, we're gonna leave him. Like we're literally setting ourselves up to fail. Like we should be fighting for our relationships, not preparing our minds for leaving the relationship. That's in work, that's in business. I mean, that's in work, that's in personal life. Like, I think it's crazy that, you know, Black women are going around saying, you know, and even in work, like, if this doesn't happen, if I don't get a raise, I'm gone. If this person doesn't acknowledge my hard work, I'm gone. It's like, no, don't focus so much on the acknowledgement. Focus on actually doing your work and actually loving what you do and not looking for somebody to acknowledge what you're doing in order to feel appreciated. You should do what you do because you love doing it, not for any other reason. You should love your man just because you love him, not for him to say it back to you. We're behind simply because we don't want to get ahead. That's for Black women, that's for Black men out there who complain about not making enough money. Going back to my video, the 50-50 thing, it's just like everything is everybody else's fault. But when are we gonna take accountability? When are we gonna be like, oh no, I could work another job, but you know, I'm sitting on my ass watching football games and playing video games on my time off of work? Or, you know, my job is fine. I just need to stop spending so much on these Jordans and going out drinking every weekend. We're not realistic with ourselves. We're not in the mindset to become better. We don't have the mindsets to become better. That's what's keeping us behind. And like I said, it's tough because our programming, it's in our movies. Like, it's so annoying watching Tyler Perry movies. It's like, oh, it's Medea, loud, ratchet, ugly woman that doesn't know how to communicate to people. Ugly on the outside, ugly on the inside. But that's Black culture for him. That's what Black people look like. That's what Black people want to watch in the movie theaters, and we all bought it. But now it's time to unlearn that. Now it's time to not be the ghetto, loud, bad-mouthing woman and be the woman who is respected, speaks with class, speaks with broadened vocabulary, walks with confidence, not sloppy, not sagging their pants. That's the Black excellence I want to see. And I know we're capable of it. We are. We just got to see it in ourselves and want to be that for ourselves. Okay? So, stop believing these songs, the bust your windows out the car, you know, even the song Irreplaceable by Beyonce. Like, I think even her saying I could have another you, it's like, no, it's like other races of women, like they're not like that. They they don't think their husbands are replaceable. It's like, I choose you, you're the one for me, and we're gonna work this out. Mind you, I know if there's extreme If a guy is beating you, on you, that's a completely understandable reason to leave. But most of the time, that's not the case. Let's not use extremes and try to prove a point. You stick by your man through the hard stuff. Marriage is hard. If he's cheating, talk about it. Figure out a solution. I don't think that's a deal breaker for you to leave. Now, if it happens repeatedly, that's another story. If a guy is a little distant, that's not a reason for you to leave, for you to leave or him to leave. If the guy lied to you about something, it's not a reason for you to leave. We used to fight for our marriages, fight for our relationships, and we don't anymore. We used to fight for what we believe in. All those things, and Black people used to do it. We did it. Back in the 1960s, we had proof. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they fought for what's right. They fought for their families, and that is, like I say all the time, that's when America was great, especially for Black individuals. So when Donald Trump says, "Make America great again," I truly believe that he means, I'm interpreting that he means, in Black America, we got to start loving on one another more. We got to start respecting ourselves more so that we can respect others more. We have to control our emotions. We have to think logically and really fight for better if we say we want better. Then America will be great again. Then Black people will flourish in the workforce, in our families, in everyday society, in our communities. We're going to raise better, stronger children. We are going to be forces to be reckoned with. And I am here for it. I want to see it in my lifetime. And I think we're capable of doing it. So let's do it. Let's unprogram what's been programmed to us for years and start pushing this out to be our new program. Let's start taking accountability ourselves for our situations. Let's figure out solutions to the problem. It's nobody else's jobs but ours to get better, to experience better. So let's acknowledge that. Let's do it. Okay? And I know you guys think I hound on Black people a lot in my videos, which I do. I can get that perspective. The only reason I'm doing so is because I care about Black people the most. Yes, other races are great. Like I said, my best friend is white, but I love Black people, and I want to see us be great. Because like I said, I know we can, and you know, you're my people. You're my people. So I want nothing but the best, because we deserve the best. We're God's chosen people in my eyes. Like Jews believe they are, which they might be, but I believe Black people are too. Just my biased opinion. But yeah, guys, that's what I believe. And yeah, man, I can't wait to see the day where we come together and, you know, laugh at the stuff we used to be like and be like, oh, look at that in the past. We used to be like that, but look at us now. We're so fly. We got our husbands. We got 5+ kids. We are thriving in the workforce. Everybody wants to be us. It's great over here. I can't wait for the day, and I feel like it's coming soon. All right, guys. All right. That's all for today's episode. It's a little shorter today, but I think I just had to get to the point with it. I could have gone on, but you guys get the gist. Like I said, I've mentioned this kind of before. And yeah, but it needs to be reiterated because, like I said, the change needs to happen. And the more we speak about it, the more likely it is to come, the faster it's gonna come. So yeah, guys, that's it for today. I love you guys. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and comment always, because I always want to hear you guys' opinion. All right, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.